out here, all right, from December Q3 to Q4. It closed here. So what are we looking at? Ethereum is bullish, right? Now, for the longest, Ethereum should already be sitting around the 7K zone, sorry, the 4K zone. But the drop in early January happened. So the crash of Ethereum, I was even shocked. I was thinking Ethereum would come back to the lowest of lows, but then it respected this demand zone at 1461. So I was not really interested in Ethereum at that time. But now, so I've always known Ethereum to be something that could rally up to 10K, but we're having this resistance here that is just holding price down. So that's just the whole thing about Ethereum right now. So for Ethereum now, you could see this is the only reason Ethereum refused to break higher. Now we have this supply zone. This supply zone was expected in the year 21. In the year 21 December, it was expected. In the year 21 May, it was expected. Now 21 December, Ethereum rallied, rather dropped significantly to 845 dollars per coin. And after that, we got this confirmation buys on January 23rd. I was very active on this day because I was getting into the crypto space little by little. So I knew when Ethereum started rallying up from here, but I was not interested to buy. Crypto wasn't a big thing, and then they were saying that it's not going to last. But now, the future has it. The Ethereum is one of the big projects, and crypto is just wonderful. So don't listen to anybody on the crypto space. Just do you. The data is here for you to read. The data is here for you to interpret. So just do your due diligence, and then you're good. So that's just basically everything you have to get out of it. So Ethereum is kind of in a range. Let's say came here rejected. So it's currently rejecting this zone. But I'm expecting with the momentum Ethereum is having, I'm expecting it to break above this zone. Now, Ethereum breaking above this zone guarantees that Ethereum will definitely get to 6K in no time before the end of the year. That is like what the data is showing me, right? Because on break of here, we'll get a retest, maybe pull back lower to the 3K and then push up to the upside because there's nothing stopping price from now. Now, when Ethereum created this double bottom, I hopped in for a coin hold around this area. I was holding the whole bull run of the thing, but in January, we started seeing massive rejections around December period, right? Then January, the rejections continued, and April, Ethereum got to this point. This liquidation was very, very bad for a lot of people, and nobody could have thought that this demand zone would just be invalidated. But anything can happen because why? The demand zone will only be invalidated if the rejection and if the triple top is kind of strong. All right. Now it is a question of how good are you with your technical analysis. Now this is a supply. This is a double top. Price came here, created a triple top. Now will price break this zone or will price respect this zone? Now I'm expecting price to break above this zone a little bit and then retest it. That is only going to make Ethereum a valid buy from 4K up to 6K. That is the only reason Ethereum will be bullish. But also every other thing is showing that Ethereum is bullish. On the weekly time frame, we are seeing Ethereum creating a trend line. Ethereum created a trend line here, and we might see rejections to this trend line or a break above here, and price will just try to do a correctional move, and then the bounce of this trend line will give us that momentum to 6K, 7K, and 10K. So that is that on Ethereum. And we cannot neglect the fact that Ethereum being a good crypto project will not, respect this zone here. For me personally, I would like Ethereum to either forcefully break above this zone with uh with the buy momentum coming from Bitcoin. You see Ethereum break above that zone. But if we don't see that, we could see Ethereum reject again, which could be very bad. Ethereum will reject down to 2,800. Now, why do I say this? This zone created a double top. Now, on the monthly time frame and weekly, we're seeing a triple top, right, from the previous price action. But now this is making it what? The fourth touch of that zone. So price has touched it for the fifth time and rejected, but it was not a massive rejection. We're still having the buyers coming in. But the buying power is not strong enough. Ethereum has to get momentum, maybe come down to this demand zone where the institutional players would like to hop in. But if we see a breakout, then it is a good thing. But if we don't see a breakout and we see a break below this possible lower high that Ethereum created here, then we'll say that Ethereum is going to come and hunt this 50% retracement before moving to the upside. And then obviously, or Ethereum will just consolidate around this area in between, and then a good news, a good fundamental will give us the breakout. For now, we're going to be looking at this range here and here to trade the Ethereum. So what do we have on the lower time frame trading? It's simple, right? For now, let's just say that Ethereum is ranging because it broke this trend line. It has retested this trend line around here, and this happened like yesterday. And then before this massive push to the upside with 2 4-hour candles, which happened yesterday towards the evening hours of Nigerian time. So can we get any trade on Ethereum? For me, I feel Ethereum is trying to create like an inverse head and shoulder and all of that, but it's creating higher highs. It's creating higher lows rather, but no higher highs. And this is where it could get scary. Because if price fails to break above and create a significant higher high, then Ethereum might just pull back down to a demand area, which is likely going to happen. Though we are not going to neglect that this is a possible trend line. But also, I don't want to trade this trend line. Why? Because I feel it's a trap. So I will not be drawing the trend line there because I feel it is a trap. So I'll just be waiting patiently for Ethereum to either come back lower to this zone and give us a buy momentum, or just pull back a bit to this level. So I'm looking at two levels. Either Ethereum comes back to this demand zone 3640, or it comes down to this zone here 3529 to give us the buy side. Because definitely, except we're going to see a break above this current zone. If you don't see a break above this current zone, then Ethereum will definitely come back down and then gain momentum to push to the upside. So that is that on Ethereum. No long deal, no long talk. Keep everything simple. But if Ethereum decides to break below can see it's on a range now, all right? A break above here, retest, then we'll get pushed to 4K. But a break below means that Ethereum will be coming down to the 3K area around the demand zone on the daily to give us a good push to the upside, which I don't want it to happen, because if that happens, there's a tendency that it could push lower, respecting this resistance zone that it has respected over 5 times uh, over the years, over months of data and all of that. So that is that. So let's just do another analysis. I don't know which pair to look at, but then let's just see what we can do. I'm trying to think of something. Okay, let's look at the gold assets, right? XAU USD. Yeah, a lot of people trade this because gold is milking a lot of things in the market. Let me use FXCM. Now, nice and clear from the 6 months, right? From the 6 months time frame, you can see that gold is bullish, right? Now, to trade from a daily perspective, you have to be very, very cautious. You have to be very, very cautious of what you're doing. Trading from the daily, trading the lower time frames. Why do I say so? It gives you a lot of opportunities, but then if you don't understand the basis to why price is doing what it's doing, then you're definitely going to have a tough time trading it. You get a lot of stop outs, and you try to revenge, lose a lot of money. Now let's just look at this candlestick print. This is the monthly. The first month, Ethereum, XAUSD rallied up to almost 3.5. All right, it rejected. It came lower down to 3.3. All right, 3,300. Now it created a doji. The next month, that is May. The following month, it created what? It created a hammer, which is looking like price wants to form, an evening star candle formation, which in the 5 days time we'll know if price is forming an evening star candle formation, or price is just going to rally to the upside. So let's not forget that XAUSD has been bullish, and then this is a significant zone where price could pull back into. So the tendency of Ethereum coming back down to 2760 is very, very, very possible. Why do I say this? Now we have to look at gold from the perspective of moving in zones. Now gold broke above this zone, we tested it here. It came here, consolidated, created a demand, but then it filled up this demand zone already. This demand zone is already filled. Now, what is the next target here? This is a demand zone, but within this demand zone, there is what? There are unfilled orders around this area. These unfilled orders are institutional orders. Now, many have done a lot of profit taking on gold, okay? Now, gold is creating weak rejection. And when gold creates a weak rejection, all right, or when price creates a weak rejection on the higher time frame, it just signifies one thing. Either price is preparing for a strong reversal, or price is trying to, do a correction, a major correction. We have minor and major. Now, this will be a major correction to the downside. Now, there's a possibility that gold will tank here, then, give us a good confirmation to continue this move. All right. But then, to get a good trade on gold, you have to be very, 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 very careful. Now, why do I say you have to be very, very careful?